No one knows what caused the Dyatlov Pass incident that resulted in the death of 9 hikers, but engineers tried to explain it using Disney's Frozen. In the Ural Mountains of former Soviet Russia, 9 hikers unexpectedly died in 1959 while trekking. Igor Alexeyevich Dyatlov, 23, led the group of mountaineers who were attempting to reach the summit of the Mount Báthory. The occurrences has since been dubbed the Dyatlov Pass incident. Dyatlov invited along 8 hikers from his university sport club, telling them that as soon as they returned from their walk, he would send a telegram to the other member back to school. The telegram was never received by the club and the 9 pupils vanished. The hiker deaths were discovered within a few weeks after an investigation was initiated. The oddest aspect of the whole thing was the state of the hikers' bodies. Investigators discovered horrific injuries on all of them, comparing the devastation to that of being hit by a fast car. One hiker's tongue was missing, while a couple somewhere lost their eyes. The Soviet government swiftly discredited the case, claiming that novice hikers died of hypothermia or an avalanche. Private detectives had been digging for the truth about what transpired in the decades since the catastrophe. In 2019, the Russian government restarted the matter. Some people have even looked for a solution in the Disney animated film Frozen. A group of engineers recreated the Dyatlov Pass incident using 3D animation code obtained from avalanche simulation models. In Frozen, in an attempt to see the injuries one would experience if hit by an avalanche, the simulation the engineer believed added to the evidence that an avalanche had occurred, since they discovered that the first ribs visuals. The story of Elisabeth Bathory is a serial killer in the 16th century. Her killing story, according to an online search, she scares to be an old woman. She takes bath in her victim's blood to stay young forever. Elisabeth Báthory, also known as Báthory Erzsébet, was a Hungarian countess who is alleged to have murdered and tortured hundreds of young women in the 16th and 17th centuries. She was born in Nyírbátor, Hungary, on August 7, 1560, and died at Castle Ecsed, Hungary, on August 21, 1614. Báthory was a Hungarian Protestant nobleman born into a prestigious family. Her uncle Stephen Báthory, who ruled Poland, was also the ruler of Transylvania, where her family held sway. She was brought up at the Ecsed, Hungary, family castle. She went to Castle Ecsed, a wedding present from the Nádasdy family, after getting married to Count Ferenc Nádasdy in 1575, a member of another prominent Hungarian dynasty. 4 children were born to Báthory between 1585 and 1595. The most ruthless female serial murderer in history has been said to be her. It is now impossible to tell where the truth ends and fiction starts in her horrific tale, but Count Dracula is her sole rival in terms of fame as a famous vampire. She was blessed with good looks, fortune, a superb education, and a prestigious social position. Following Nadashti's passing in 1604, allegations of Báthory's brutality started to circulate. The allegations that she had killed women from noble families in 1609 garnered attention. Despite the fact that earlier reports of the murder of peasant women had apparently gone unnoticed, Matthias, the then King of Hungary, gave her cousin Georg Herzog, the Count Palatine of Hungary, the mandate to look into the matter. After obtaining depositions from residents of the neighborhood surrounding Báthory's estate, Count Palatine came to the conclusion that Báthory had employed her staff to help torture and murder more than 600 girls. The arrest of Báthory and her slaves took place on December 30, 1609. 3 of the servants who went on trial in 1611 were put to death. Despite never attempting the confinement of Báthory to her rooms in Castle Countess, she didn't leave until she passed away. Although the accusations made against Mary were substantiated by trial records from 1611, contemporary scholarship has called into question the accuracy of those records. Báthory was a strong woman who became even more so as a result of her management of Nadashti's assets following his passing. The fact that Báthory's family agreed to forgive a sizable debt Matthias owed them in exchange for allowing them to oversee her incarceration shows that the actions attributed to her were politically driven slander that permitted family members to take her land. Due to the reputation of her family, Elizabeth was spared a trial, but she was imprisoned at Ecsed Castle and kept in solitary in a room with barred windows. In 1614, she passed away there at the age of 54.